You know, I have a question for white Americans, black Americans, and anyone who considers themselves informed, especially those who speak publicly about black culture, especially those who say black people are lazy, angry, or unwilling to change. And before I go any further, let me be clear about something. I'm not saying this to accuse anyone. Most people would never fully talk to history. But if we're going to speak confidently about black communities, we owe it to ourselves to understand what actually happened. So my question is simple. Have you actually looked at the history? Not the surface version, not the version that skips chapters, not the version that starts at personal responsibility and ignores everything before it. People love to say slavery was a long time ago. Fine, let's put slavery to the side. Let's talk about 1865 to 1965, 1965 to 2000, 2000 to right now. Have you studied the organized terror against black communities, the lynchings used as public warnings, the destruction of black towns and businesses, the theft of black-owned land and farms, the underfunding of black schools, the over-policing and criminalization of black neighborhoods? Or was that all left out of the story? Because here's the truth. No person with a functioning moral compass can study that history honestly and still conclude that black people caused these conditions. That conclusion only happens when the research was never done, or the truth was inconvenient, or comfort mattered more than accountability. And let's be honest, a lot of people who get on television, podcasts, and panels talking about the black family, the black culture, have never seriously studied the history they speak over. It's not analysis, it's performance, it's branding. Here's the question that rarely gets asked. If slavery ended in 1865, why wasn't black America left alone to build? Why the violence? Why the land theft? Why the surveillance? Why the exclusion? Why the constant interference? If black people were truly free, why was that freedom so aggressively policed? And before anyone say other groups suffer too, let me be clear. Many groups faced hardship, but no other group endured a century-plus campaign of legally enforced destruction after emancipation. Now, let's talk about reparations, because this is where the conversation usually breaks down. People say that was a long time ago. That wasn't us. Black people need to move on. But here's what this country knows. The moment the full truth is acknowledged, repair becomes unavoidable. That's why the history gets minimized. That's why responsibility gets deflected. That's why blame gets redirected onto the people who actually lived through it. So let me ask one final question. If after slavery, black people have been given real land, real protection, real access, and left alone to build, do you honestly believe we still be having this conversation today? Or is it easier to believe that black people created conditions that were engineered against them? Because this was never about culture. This was intentional policy. This was design.